Welcome back to Fair Fence RF Advent Dark Force. So yeah, moving on with the dungeon.
Oh,
Literally.
Hey guys, there's good news. We got 60 frames per second. That's good.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's interesting you say that. Thanks, Joe. That's a neat little lead-in. The original PS3 release was in 1080p 30 frames per second. And you'd think after 3 Neptunia games, this team would have known the PS3 hardware by heart. And yet somehow, Fair Fence RF on the PS3 can't even manage a consistent 30 frames per second.
Ooh.
And and look at these graphics, for example. This looks like a game that belongs on the Nintendo Wii, not on the PS3, much less the PS4.
It reminds me, Pedro, that game you showed me, Arcry's Fantasia.
Yeah, except Arcry's Fantasia actually is a Wii game. And
See, here's the thing. For a Wii game, this looks pretty good. For a PS4 game,
Even PS3, remember it was.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Maybe it's the art style, which I'll give it this. It does look like a...
To be fair, again, it goes back to the low budget. They can't afford to have graphics better than this.
I mean...
There was also the fact, though, that, for example, Tales of Graces was made for the Wii, but when they ported it on the PS3, it looked better than an average Wii
Well, that's
game.
because, it's two things too. One, they still have a higher budget than this team. Second, the people at Tales of Graces are much more talented.
Yeah. I will say this. So it doesn't look bad per se. I mean, it looks like something that's
functional.
But the problem is that, again, even by PS3 standards, this doesn't really look on par. Level up. All right, moving on.
And again, the victory fanfares team are so bland and forgettable.
By the way, you're probably wondering what were those things that happened in the top right corner. Basically, every time you accomplish anything in this game, because aside from it's not even related to trophies. It's this challenge thing that the game has where, okay, for example, start the battle, do 10 preemptive strikes as Fang, and you'll get the challenge for it, which gives you a stat boost. And it will always have that jingle every time it does it. And trust me, it can get annoying with how often you can do it.
Oh well. Moving on.
So yeah, for those who forgot, we're supposed to try to beat all of the captains so we can get all the keys, so we can... It's literally, this is exactly what South Park Stick of Truth was making fun of in the school elementary dungeon. You need to get the silver key so that you can get the gold key so you can open the door, the golden key. It's literally this game is literally falling into the cliche that South Park Stick of Truth is making fun of.
Well, hey, traditional RPG, you know? I mean, and hey, even if it has the cliches, maybe they can do something with it.
Impossible.
Well, the thing is, Joe, but remember, not only do they not do anything with this, they only do it twice. This is the only this and the other prison dungeon.
Which means in the original game there was only one dungeon that had this mechanic.
Yeah. Well, actually, not even that, because the original only had the goddess storyline, which means no. In the original Fair Fence RF, there were no puzzles of any kind.
Oh. So
basically the two prison dungeons are only in the PS4 enhanced version. Yeah, that challenge clear thing can get annoying, as you guys can see. Fortunately for part 3, I switched to my completed New Game Plus save files, so we don't have to listen to that thing.
To be fair, well, at least they give you some stat boosts, so at least it's not completely useless.
And they're not. It's just that I kind of wish that the jingle would be a little less annoying, because you're in the middle of a game focusing, and then all of a sudden, it can startle you. Anyway, energy drink to replenish SP, aka this game's MP. Alright. We need to get the silver key so that we can open the silver door, so that we can get the gold key so that we can open the golden door.
Yeah.
Impossible!
In terms of difficulty progression, how does the game fare?
Fine enough. There are a couple difficulty jumps here and thank you, game. There are a couple difficulty spikes here and there, but for the most part it's fine. this game is actually really easy when you actually know what to do. So, especially if you get all the DLC. If you get all the DLC, this game pretty much becomes a cakewalk.
On any setting, too, I guess.
Yes, even in Hell. Well, granted, to be fair, if you start your first campaign at level 1 on Hell difficulty, yes, you can get challenged a bit. But usually people don't do that. People usually just leave the Hell mode for New Game Plus anyway.
Or at least when they know enough about the game to make challenges.
It's kind of asking for trouble when you start a JRPG in the hardest difficulty.
But don't you see, Pedro? That's what pro MLG gamers do while drinking the Mountain Dew and eating Doritos.
I guess, yeah. Thank you, game.
Dweebs, how's your heart? From hearing all the scuffling music sounds.
No, it's not my heart that's the issue, it's my mind.
Alright guys, hold on, we're about to meet one of Teo's characters.
Yay.
Alright, listen here, the sound mixing in this cutscene is god-awful, just listen.
Like worse than Adventure also?
Yes.
Yes.
Here, listen.
Are you a fencer?
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Nope, not me.
Oh, okay, we're lying.
Became her first. Now she's trying to hold me responsible.
Yes, the virginity joke was so funny that we had to repeat it. Also, this music is completely unfitting. What's going on? The reason I'm holding on is because I'm literally face palming when I read this line. Sorry about that.
What real deal?
Well, look at him, Teo. He's clearly the typical serious sword.
Excuse me, I can't hear you over the soundtrack.
Could you speak up a bit, please, Apollonius?
I suppose fate demands that those who walk the path of the
And in case you don't,
excuse me,
in case you don't understand, if you don't know, that guy is voiced by Matthew Mercer.
Yes, they dragged poor Matthew Mercer in this, didn't they?
Ding.
Anyway, this...
They drag every cast member.
As you can see, these guys clearly evil because he has a perpetual frown.
Actually, Teo, he's not. Actually, Teo, he's not evil. He's just your typical JRPG stereotype of the loner swordsman who wants to hone his blade. And this is his fairy, believe it or not.
Wait.
Dragon.
Yes.
Hold on. So he's just a loner. He's not even captain of the.
Don't worry, Jova. We'll get to know more about him later.
So it's like.
That makes sense.
He actually becomes a party member later on. So don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to figure him out.
Oh, let me guess. It's one of those starts where you can't win.
Yes, trust me, this game has a shit ton of those, and they're annoying as hell. But I'll get into it later. KG, could you speak up a bit, maybe? Yeah. Don't worry, everybody. Starting with part 3, I'll mess with the sound settings so we can actually hear these people talk.
This is the default sound settings?
Yes, right now we're playing with the default sound settings. You see, Jova. The developers couldn't be, even though one of the main complaints of the PS3 version was the sound mixing. The developers apparently couldn't be bothered to fix it themselves, so they just said, "Here, you do it." I'm not even kidding, because they did it. I'm not even kidding, because the PS4 enhanced version added an extra sound option called Vocal Highlight. What is that? It means that the higher you put it, the lower the music will sound whenever someone is talking. So they specifically put that option there, but instead of just bothering to fix the sound mixing. That's how lazy these people are.
Is he even Wait, hold on. Was he even speaking there?
Yes, he was.
Or was that non-voice?
It's a combination of the sound recording being really terrible and the music being too loud.
Like, seriously, Mako, I have pretty keen hearing, which you all know from experience, and even I couldn't hear that.
That's how terrible the sound mixing is, Jova. It makes Sonic Adventure 2 sound mixing look like fucking masterful.
I agree.
I think they fixed it with the PC version.
But hey, I guess
Well, actually, no, Jova, and you can see Johnny's review for it. The PC version actually is even worse, believe it or not.
I know that it was just like glitches wise, but
No. The sound. No. Check
The
out.
sound mixing is gone.
Well, I can't even
Check
being
out
on
some-
my
PC.
own, and it's terrible.
Check out someone
Like,
call me
we got-
Johnny's review of it. He mentions
By
that.
being on PC, I can imagine there will be some kind of mode that tries to fix it.
Yeah. There have been fans who have already made patches for it, but yeah, it still doesn't
But I get
excuse
what
it.
you mean. No, that is the thing. The fans should not complete an unfinished product.
And again, this is literally what the
Try telling Bethesda that.
and the developers are basically telling us this. They're basically, okay, here's the vocal highlight option. Here, you fix it. Okay.
Why don't you see it?
And Eryn has amnesia! Of course. So basically, what she's doing right now is, because Fang isn't having any of this save the world shtick, she's basically trying to, and by the way, I'm quoting Keiji Tong, the voice actor for Fang, when I say this. She's literally going to emotionally manipulate Fang into coming with her on her quest. I'm not even kidding. Keiji Tong himself, the actor for Fang, says this in the Voice for Gaming's episodes.
I guess Compiler didn't give a shit about possible bad publicity that these would cause, so that's why he went full on. Because again, I would have loved, for example, to hear Troy Baker saying how much he hated voicing Snow.
this really doesn't make sense, though. I mean, because like, okay, you know, like Ocampo Heart are usually more wary of this stuff if they're Neptunia games or anything to go off of. So, what the heck happened with this game?
Well, the thing is, Teo, remember, for better or worse, Final Fantasy XIV was the game that got him noticed, so I feel like he still feels like he owes quite a lot to Square. So he probably so he probably wouldn't do it either way.
Think about it like with the Transformers movies. For as much as they suck nowadays, they are kind of what got the series back on the map and paved the way open for Transformers Animated and Prime.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, Eryn just appealed to his dick size and basically said, "Here, if you come with me, you can fuse with me and become Fair Eyes, so you can then become strong enough to beat that guy." And since
AKA the transformations from Neptunia.
yeah, exactly. Thank you, Joe. I was about to speak that. Basically, like I said before, the battle system. Every single battle mechanic from this game is literally copy-pasted for Neptunia.
Carbon copy.
It's
So
literally
I just ask
copy-pasted.
I just ask
go ahead.
myself, why am I not playing Neptunia instead then? Since which is
Yeah.
Because the Rebirth trilogy is not available on the PS4, so I can't record those just yet. Sorry.
No. I mean, no. I mean, in the sense that somebody would say want to play this over Neptunia, like seriously.
Yeah, in this very moment.
Well,
I mean,
remember,
I'm not playing-
Jova. Remember, Jova. This game got Amano and Uematsu involved. This game was trying to market itself to a more wider JRPG audience instead of just the Compile Heart fans.
By using the same battle
This
system.
fucking music.
How is this? Okay. Look, I just asked. How is this supposed to appeal to a wider crowd if it's using the same battle system, though? Like,
Actually, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Jova. I think the battle system is awesome by any standard. If
Oh
you
no! I think it's awesome too. What I'm saying is like, compared to Neptunia, how does this appeal to a wider?
Oh, because
audience?
of the more medieval traditional setting that traditional JRPGs usually go for. Because Neptunia is a more sci-fi satirical thing, whereas this is trying to be a bit more like an actual traditional JRPG. So I'm guessing that's the tone. The difference in tone and setting is what's supposed to drag in non-Compile Heart fans, basically.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, I mean, Final
Oh, hold on,
Fantasy
Jova, hold on. It's funny.
maybe try a bit better with wordplay.
I know,
Maybe have
Dweebs.
something going there. Wait, oh.
Here you go.
wait.
Fair right. Ah, now he said fair right. You see, he mispronounced it differently this time. See?
It's like that joke with that the antagonist of Casper Spirit at the beginning.
So yeah, he just shouted it out, but again, he said it wrong again.
Comedy? You sound like one too.
Yeah.
Again, game, just because you point out your own problems, that doesn't mean they're not there.
Or, if you wanted to make him be an idiot, why not work with it?
That's basically this game's strategy. Have the characters do something stupid, point out that it's stupid, and that equals joke.
Isn't that what World of Final Fantasy does?
No, no. I'm not gonna go into another
I've played the
tangent.
game so far, I've kind of been Lance's character so far. Heard her stupid.
Except, well, Final Fantasy actually does it much better than this, and mixes it up with different things. But again, I'm not gonna go into another tangent about that game. But
Yes,
I don't
Joe.
really, did he just stab himself to fuse with his blade?
actually, Jova, don't worry, Jova. The character, don't worry, Jova. The character himself is about to question that himself because comedy. Just listen. Just listen. Could you speak up, Eryn, please?
Also, where do you're speaking? You're a sword.
Who voices Eryn?
Erica Mendes.
Okay. I don't know what's the problem here. But
There you go, Jova. See?
Bring their lines, or-
See? The game... You see, Shiroi? The game flat out is admitting that this is embarrassing. You see? This is satirical and clever. See?
Okay. Well, hey,
It's trope deconstruction.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give the game this. I do like the character designs and that fusion.
Well, yeah,
design
it's Tsunaku. Tsunaku is
All I've seen,
usually good.
All I've seen, in terms of like
Usually. There are some bad ones, as I'm about to point out.
all I've seen of this trope deconstruction crap
Oh,
is
but guys,
them playing tropes- Hang on, Joe. All I've seen of trope deconstruction, quote unquote, is them playing the trope straight, only afterwards saying, "Look how weird it is" and stuff. If this is all trope deconstruction is, then
No,
this is
Dwebs.
really annoying.
No, Dwebs. This is not trope
You haven't seen
deconstruction.
very many,
This is not trope deconstruction, Dwebs. This is pretentiously satiric stuff. Snack World by level 5. That's trope deconstruction.
And I'm going to say,
I said you haven't seen very many forms of trope deconstruction.
Yeah.
Play
This is all
Undertale.
I've seen of it so far.
Play Undertale, Dwebs.
I have.
have you played it all the way through?
Anyway.
All the
Alright,
Shit.
I'm not gonna go into another tangent, but again, Dwebs, regardless of whatever people think of Lon, the truth is that World of Final Fantasy doesn't just have that one joke, it has other jokes to mix things up. This game only has that joke. Anyway, moving on to this.
I will say
Well,
this.
Final Fantasy is really, it's really a game for people who know the series, really.
I will say this though.
It's supposed to be its own IP.
I will say this though. I do like World of Final Fantasy, but I do see where Dribs is coming from and how it gets a bit annoying that what's his name constantly does
Lon.
stupid stuff.
I think they do it fine in that game, but again, I'm not gonna go into a tangent about it. Moving on.
It comes nowhere near the running for me. I will say this also in terms of tropes.
And now, super special, awesome anime extreme intro.
What?
What? I thought we already had.
But we already had that.
Guns, spears,
That's
swords.
excitement.
Don't you see, Tail? Doesn't this get you hyped up?
Jesus.
It just comes out of nowhere.
So I'm also gonna say this.
This is like a bad Crash 40 song.
You know what? Here's another thing. Compile Heart have done trope deconstruction in the Neptunia series. Seriously. Okay. I find myself asking, why is it stuff that they've done perfectly good and fine in the Neptunia series they're screwing up here?
I don't like.
They did.
I don't like it in Neptunia either. But again, I'm not gonna turn this into a Neptunia rant. I'll save that for the commentary.
And I mainly talk about how the sequels do it better anyway.
Anyway.
The City of Zelwinds.
And which is the only city in the entire game, by the way. Oh boy, this. We're actually about to meet my favorite character in this game.
Oh, yay.
Oh, a good character, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of like Lola. If anything, because she's with by Christina V, the voice of Shantae, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of Christina V. So
Wow.
collect,
Poor
gotta collect them all. 100 Furies.
Poor Christina V. The only games we played that have her in it are this one and Time and Eternity.
Actually, Dwibs, she's also a regular for Neptunia because she plays Compa.
Hold on. She was in Time and Eternity?
Yes, she
I
was.
think she was, yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Hold on.
Check.
Dwibs will check, but for now, listen here. So yeah, the only reason he's in this is because, again, Eryn manipulated him into helping her recover her memory.
Also, dude, you want this
Oh,
to be...
here we go.
Do you realize what genre of game this is? You're gonna be here for hours.
I also really like.
What are you doing
I also
here?
like her theme.
My day. It's true. I'm very handsome.
Shut up! I don't like you.
I'm Lola. I work as a Jill of all trades.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're a fencer, aren't you?
How do you know that?
You're looking for furies.
On the outfit?
It's tattooed on his forehead.
She trust me, Teo. She knows a fencer when she sees it because she's an expert.
This seems a little sketchy.
Oh, there you go.
Do you really have useful information?
Oh, trust me, honey, she does.
Of course. But you better pay me what it's worth.
Her theme's nice.
Yeah, I like her theme as well. But one thing that I like,
You get down to business fast.
yeah, basically, one of her gags is that she loves money and she always charges the most ridiculous prices for information.
So she's kind of like Anna in Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Christina V voiced Toa in Time and Eternity.
there you go.
Also, I've only seen, like...
Hold on, guys. I have to ask you to pay attention in this part because this is an interesting part.
Outrageous.
No point in arguing. That's her price. Give me the money so I can pay her.
Okay, here's the thing. Let's see how this monetary exchange went in the original PS3 version, shall we? And by the way, thanks wishing to call for the footage.
I wonder what's so special about it.
Yeah, just listen.
Money anyway. Don't tell me you stole it.
That's rich coming from a bread thief. I'll have you know I earned this money fair and square. If a fairy is motivated, making money is easy as pie. Especially for a cute fairy like me.
And
Gotcha.
Debatable.
hold on.
Guess there's a fetish for everyone.
There are so many...
because prostitution is funny, I guess. But it's okay because they fixed it in the PS4's revised script.
You're loaded. Where did you get all this money anyway? Don't tell me you stole it.
While you were locked up in that cell, I sold off all my accessories.
So there you go. So there you go. Even Compile Heart realized that that joke was horrible and tasteless.
It's called realizing that you crossed the line way too many times.
Again. This feels like this was made by Compile Heart before they improved with the sequels of Neptunia. What the heck?
Now that's the thing, Joe. But even though that particular joke was removed, a lot of tasteless jokes were left in. Sorry.
I know. But that's what I'm saying is like, oh, this game from Compile Heart feels so weird compared to their other outputs.
The soul plates, huh? That's really
Well, remember, Joe. But the reason they established the Galapagos RPG brand is exactly for the sake of branching out of their usual comfort zone.
I know. Again, though, the problem is that this feels like, earlier Neptunia, which, as you know, is not the best Neptunia. I'm talking a plot writing wise.
I'm gonna try to keep my opinion on Neptunia for that commentary because I don't want to go into a rant about
I know.
it.
I'm just saying the sequels do it better.
Sure, whatever.
It's the trumpet.
Sorry, Des, but this is actually important. So, would you mind playing Eryn in this part?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and one more thing.
Not this part. Sorry, just the next one, because the tutorial after this is actually important in terms of lore and story. So, just wait for the Fair Eyes one to disappear. Don't worry about this. Just there you go.
Okay, I know this.
Hold on, Shirai. Go ahead. Do it.
Hunters and warriors who wield furies and form partnerships with the fairies that reside in them.
Could
Yeah,
you
we
stop
know
with
this
the alliteration, please?
Pay attention, Taylor. You gotta learn something.
Well, we know this
I
already.
like
Furies not only
alliteration,
provide amazing combat strength, but access to magic too. Magic is always useful in any situation. Fencers can only be partnered with one fairy, but they can still use a portion of another fairy's power by creating a resonance effect between two furies.
I'll explain.
Harem joke.
I'll explain that
That's why it's
later.
better to have many furries. That's also why fencers and other people find amongst
Did you just-
themselves for
did you just
famous.
It's Furies. It's Furies, Dwibs.
I did that deliberately because it was bound to happen. At some
Oh, you
point.
stole my joke.
Using the Furies responsibly benefits everyone, but unfortunately that's not always the case. There may be another time where Fencers come after you, and if that happens, you better not lose. Ever.
I thought I could make this LP
How
more
many
bearable
different-
by reading Furious Furries.
Go ahead.
For my
Long
own
ago,
sanity.
when the goddess and the vile god fought, they used special weapons called Furies to seal each other away.
Don't worry, Shiro. Your way of making this perfect morale was by playing Tiara.
Those were used to seal the deities, but the remaining Furies were scattered across the world. Eventually, humans found them and started using the Furies for themselves.
Deepest lore.
Well, Tail, let's give it some credit. It's still more lore than what Blue Dragon gave us.
Rumor has it that there are 100 Furies in total, but no
There-
one has ever made a precise count.
We
of
reached
actual
the
number
we
of
reached the
Furies.
point we reached the point, Tail, where Compile Heart made a better game than than Sakaguchi.
Furies utilize fairies as a power source. Without a fairy, a fury is just a normal weapon. Essentially, fencers can use magic because furies are imbued with fairy magic.
So
Okay.
the powers comes not from the sword itself, but from a magical being inside it.
Exactly.
Nice.
And I will give some credit, even though Eryn looks like your typical fairy. Fairies don't always look the same. They can be male, they can be monsters, they can be dragons, they can be whatever the hell the Tsunaku wanted. Anyway, moving on.
While furies provide fencers of immense power, that service is not provided free of charge. Every fairy harbors a very powerful wish. A fury passively seeks out the chosen person who can grant that wish, and will only allow that person to use its full power.
Everybody got that?
Yeah.
In my case, I was to collect all the furies and break the goddess's seal. But was Fang really the right person? Unfortunately,
not.
fairies don't have a say in that decision.
So it's like the focus in the Final Fantasy 13. It's bestowed to you by these mystical beings. You can't do a damn thing about it, and you don't have a real reach, and they speak to you in the most strangest way possible.
Guess we just got a deal.
Zelwinds is in the eastern region of the central continent, an isolated area that boasts many unique...
I have to interrupt you there. She just said it's the primary city in the central continent. Here's the problem. The central continent is the only place we explore in this game, so I don't even know why they bothered to establish that this is just a continent.
Well,
It's
Pedro,
not a continent, it's
what
the
if
continent.
reminding of the fact that it's supposed to be part of a trilogy, the other games are set in the same world as well, just on different continents? Similarly, for example, to the Legend of Heroes franchise, which takes place in different parts of the same world.
Well-
Or like the Ivalice Alliance game.
Yeah, but remember, Teo, this is a new IP, though. I mean,
Well, that's the thing. It's still said of this project about this trilogy, so I wonder if they still want to have these different games with different names, but being in the same continent.
I seriously
Pokemon
doubt
do
that.
that too?
Alright, Shiro, you're playing the Sales Kirk, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Our prices can't be beat. If you've got items you don't need anymore, we'll even buy those off you too.
Thank you, Boobs. I mean, Kirk.
Oh, come on.
And now, Aaron's about to teach us of how to buy shit. That's right, the game thinks...
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I need a tutorial how to shop on
Yes, the game thinks you're so stupid that it does a tutorial for how to buy and sell shit.
That's the problem, Jova. Look at her. She's the little Megan Echo if I ever saw her.
Okay. I expect the developer to at least assume that the player can figure out how to purchase and sell things by using basic common sense. You don't
I'm
need.
gonna say this right now. The only
It's
time-
weird. Usually a shop tutorial is given if a shop has some gimmick to it, like crafting or blacksmithing.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was about to say. It's like, well, the only time you should really need a tutorial is for when you're looking for where to find.
But if it's just buy and sell, fuck no.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like Kingdom Hearts where you have the materia system to craft stuff out of, or heck,
Well, for the record,
Project Cross Zone 2 didn't even have a tutorial.
for the record, guys, and I've told this to Teo as well when he shared play this with me. Later on, the store will add a third option for synthesis, where you collect all these materials and use it. But that's the only other third thing. Aside from that, the shop does nothing else.
No, but that's the thing. In that case, it may sound logical to have a tutorial that explains to you which items will be best, or like
So
some
that
tips and
tutorial
stuff.
should come when that mechanic is going to be introduced.
Yeah.
Not just that, Shiroi. A simple tutorial for just buying and selling from a shop is pointless and assumes that the average intelligence of a player is beyond retarded.
Yeah, it's a complete it's a complete lack of regard for the player's intelligence.
And overall, for little that it is, it's still a waste of energy and resources.
Yeah. Anyway, now let's go to Guillermo's pub. Tell you, big Guillermo, because I know you're gonna like this guy.
Welcome. You must be a new fencer.
This guy is our one big source of lore for every dungeon in the game, so I figured I would give this role to Teo.
Wait.
Oh, the poor
Adventures
guy.
of all types visit this pub.
Oh my God,
You
Pedro,
might
we're
learn
in
some useful information for your travels.
Oh my God, Pedro, we're in the Adventurers Tavern from the Dr. Latrec.
There
Oh,
might be even something
well,
to assist you
this a lot of quests in this game are unsatisfying, so I guess it fits.
Oh, monsieur, welcome back.
Fit for her. All right, I'm gonna show off.
Ike, what are you doing here?
Hold
am I
on.
fighting for?
Let me just say something. I'm gonna be showing off NPC conversations in this part. However, starting with after a bit, I'm gonna stop because trust me, the NPCs in this game have nothing interesting to say, as you're about to see.
What a
Man,
surprise.
man, you must be wasted, huh? Trust me, Teo. This playthrough is already 64 parts long. You don't want me to talk to the NPCs. Trust me.
Aw, that's
No,
a shame.
besides, well,
well.
it's a problem a lot of JRPGs also fall into. A lot of times the NPCs don't really have anything important to say.
No.
I
Even
mean-
no, I don't even saying important. Literally, most of the talks are so boring and pointless and ugh.
It's like that video I think Dorkly made, like it's like every JRPG ever, which starts with the NPCs talking about random stuff. I weirdly remember when monsters are coming back.
All right, let's go to the Fountain Plaza.
We have jailbait, more jailbait, and a
Go ahead, Whips.
Oh my, you seem to have an ill omen regarding women.
Are you a fortune teller or something? What? She just
Only as a hobby, but my
What?
fortunes have a pretty solid reputation for being right.
Okay. I see. It's sad for me to admit this, but I can't think of a lot of reasons why your fortune would be right.
Oh, I guess he's
Thank
honest.
you, I guess.
Well, that was pointless and stupid. Moving on.
It certainly doesn't seem to bug him.
That's all right, Dibs. Go ahead.
What you doing, mister? You look like you're walking and staring into space at the same time.
That's because that's what he does us all the time. I'm patrolling the town to keep the peace. It's not like I'm loitering or... Wait, I thought you said you didn't care about protecting the peace, you only cared about eating.
Well, he's doing this duty now to help
Consistent
Eryn, who-
writing? What the fuck is that shit?
I got it. You're patrol loitering.
Hey, remember, he's doing this to help Eryn, who maliciously... Oh god, she emotionally tricked him.
Yes. And by the way, audience, I'm gonna remind you, KG Tong himself said it. So it's not just me saying this.
So when you get
Word
down...
of it technically counts as word of God.
So basically, that means that Fang, despite caring mostly about eating, is actually doing stuff for the greater good.
The greater good.
The problem is that whatever little good they try to portray in Fang always gets overshadowed by how badly written his comedy is. Anyway, back in the day, Zelwinds used to be a much smaller town, but now it's a thriving hub of thanks to the Dorfa Corporation.
Bad guys.
I see. Thanks to... Actually, don't worry, Jova, that NPC has no bearing on anything.
No. The Dorfa Corporation.
Oh, yeah,
Right now,
obviously. They're basically the Shira of this game. Yeah.
Of course, I mean, hey, look, they're the people who made the city big. Please, that's Lex Luthor 101.
Alright.
It's like LexCorp, Jova.
That's...
Alright, let's
Yep.
exit to the world map. And now it's time for Eryn's fancy lecture
Yay!
about the world map.
Yeah, do I really
Go
need
on,
to say?
Dibs.
No, it's okay. Choose a location on the world map and press X. Okay. The world progression in this game works exactly like in the Neptunia games. I never liked this particular system, regardless of which game it is, because, again, it's such a completely... I get it. It's done like this because, low budget. I get it. But it still doesn't change the fact that because of this particular structure, the world of the game is literally nothing but a selection of interconnected dungeons. It's basically a dungeon collection. That's what the world never really feels like a real place because you never actually explore any towns, you never actually go anywhere outside of dungeons. In Neptunia it works a little better because that game is not trying to sell itself on serious world building or anything, but this game is trying, so it doesn't work. And I got some DLC Furies.
Yeah. But sequels give you a bit more freedom, if I recall correctly.
The Rebirth 1 doesn't, but again, I'm
talking about this.
Anyway, question.
That's a remake of you're talking about. That's a remake of the
Anyway,
first one.
question, Pedro.
Go ahead.
Does that mean that the Furies are not technically 100, but 100 plus the DLCs?
Actually, Teo, outside of the DLC fairies, there's only 40 to collect. So the whole 100 thing is actually a lie. The game kind of lied in your face.
Okay.
Either that or it couldn't keep track of its own stuff.
Don't ask me, Teo. I don't know. I don't know why.
So do we just stop after like the fourth, fifth one? And just say,
actually, no, Teo. Story-wise, it actually doesn't matter how many Furies you collect. You just have to keep going dungeon for dungeon until the game decides you're done. The actual amount of Furies you collect has no bearing on the actual game. The game tells you it does for story, but the story and the gameplay are working in completely different terms, basically. So, yay!
Onward then, I guess.
See you for the next part, everybody, where we will meet Shiroi's character, Tiara.
You met one of mine already.
Yeah, Shiroi plays Lola. Anyway, see you, everybody.
Yeah.
See ya.